Greetings everybody, how are y'all doing today? It has been a magnificent Monday here in San Diego. Today's video is going to be about How I Met Your Mother, and specifically about today's special episode of How the Mother Met Ted. And before I get into my afterthoughts of the episode, I want to warn everyone who hasn't watched the episode, the newest episode that aired January 27th, 2014, or those who actually plan on watching the newest episode or haven't caught up to the latest episode, I warn you to pause the video, skip this video, and wait until you actually catch up, because I might spoil it for you in some way, shape, or form. So just a fair warning, just letting you know, there's an opportunity to stop the video if you want to catch up to the latest episode of How I Met Your Mother, whether you're on season 1, 2, 3, 4, or you haven't even started. It doesn't matter. If you plan to watch How I Met Your Mother and you want to not listen on what happened for tonight's video, tonight's episode, I recommend you to not watch this video. Anyway, we've all been waiting on how Ted really just met the mother. I mean, it's been 9 seasons long, but when you think about it, every moment has counted in this entire season. But some people can argue that the first 2 seasons with Ted and Robin were kind of pointless, and you can skip the first 2 seasons and go to season 3 and not miss much, which can be true, but that kind of defeats the purpose of the whole Ted wanting Robin back, and Barney having to get Ted's blessing to ask Robin to marry him. So that is kind of the reason why Robin has to be in the picture in the first 2 seasons with Ted and Robin being together. So the writers have done a very interesting job tying in every single moment, and they made everything count. You know, every moment has made a difference, and every moment is very significant to the story of how Ted met the mother. In my opinion, I really enjoyed the episode out, and overall, I really enjoy these kind of episodes that not only flash back to old episodes and past events, but I really enjoyed how they tied everything together, and how if you remember throughout those flashbacks and through the mom's perspective, Ted always mentioned, "Oh, your mom was in that class. Your mom was in the bar during St. Patrick's Day," and as I said before, the writers have done a brilliant job in tying those in throughout those moments in the past, and actually making them come true, and having us see how the mom was actually in the area. And also, when Ted was dating the mother's roommate, they also tied in that scene, the whole thing about the yellow umbrella. I know that we were all wondering what the hell is going on with this yellow umbrella, and they made it such a significant item in the series, and at this point they finally keyed it into the mother's perspective as well. You know, I've talked to a couple friends at SeaWorld who are familiar with the show. They catch up to the show as well, and they had a couple of opinions on the mother and how they expected more out of her. And you know in that scene on St. Patrick's Day when Ted ran into that girl, and there was a significant amount of time in between that scene where he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then for some odd reason, they left there was a long line between the girls saying it's okay. There were so many people, including myself, that thought that was gonna be the mother, but it ended up not being that. And the writers tied that particular scene into this new episode where where they said you never know who that your future husband is gonna run into, and they tied in that scene. I think it was very interesting how they did that, and they kind of proved us wrong and made it a very comical point in the series. So I thought that was very interesting as well. Now, if you're a fan of How I Met Your Mother, I'm very curious on what you thought about this episode and just the series in general, and how you feel that the entire series is starting to tie in together, and the writers have finally put the mother into the season, and they're actually filling in all the missing holes and the pieces and the questions that we all have had for the past 8 years. So leave your comments below on what you thought about this episode, and how you're feeling about the season, and how excited you are about the season finale on March 31st, and how Ted meets the mother. It really has been a long time coming for those who have been watching How I Met Your Mother the past several years. You know, I started watching How I Met Your Mother last year because I was looking for recommendations on what shows to watch. I already got through a lot of shows the past several years, like going back to The Office and Dexter and everything like that. And it was just weird how I finally got to How I Met Your Mother, because a lot of people like to compare Friends and How I Met Your Mother. And as a huge fan of Friends, I decided, hey, I should give this a shot, because one of my good friends, Josh Vergara, he put out that recommendation to watch How I Met Your Mother because he knew how big of a Friends fan I was, and he was a Friends fan as well. And you know, they made a couple references to Friends in How I Met Your Mother, like in that one scene where they're in a coffee house and Barney's like, man, being this sucks, so we should go to McLaren's. And I thought that was really interesting and funny as well, just putting out a shot towards those who compare Friends to How I Met Your Mother. I mean, it's easy to compare it, but there really is no it's very difficult to compare, because different eras and different generations of fans. But you know, and that'll be it for today's episode. I actually have the day off tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to recording in the morning after I drop off my brother. It's gonna be a very interesting video, I think, for tomorrow's video. So I'm looking forward to recording that, and I hope you're looking forward to watching it, I guess. So I want to thank you all so much for watching today's video. Again, leave your thoughts below on what you think about tonight's episode of How I Met Your Mother, and how you feel about the season or the series as a whole. And yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. Good night. Peace.